What was the main reason you wanted to get into acting?
Uh, I started acting to meet kids my own age. So, my sister got cast out of a water park when she was 1.5 years old, and that took us to California. It was for a Lucille Ball campaign, and I was around 11, 12. My mom, right after my sister was born, was in a car accident and was partially paralyzed for about 7 years.
Wow.
And my grandparents were both sick, one living in Texas, one in Louisiana, and so we were traveling between the two a lot. And this was kind of an opportunity for us to have a vacation. This job that my sister got as a baby was a 6-month run at Universal, and we're like, yeah, let's do this thing. It's a 6-month paid vacation, and I just was with them and was like, okay, I guess I'm going to try doing it as well. And I started doing extra work, and I was on shows like Hannah Montana, Everybody Hates Chris, Weed, Seventh Heaven, Drill Bit Taylor, as an extra. And that's the one thing that like I recommend to people is if they want to get in the entertainment industry, especially acting, extra work is like my number one step to getting into it, because you're going to find out if you like it or not. If you can handle being an extra, you can handle all the other stuff. But there's a lot of people that can't handle the extra work because, like, they don't always treat you right. It's super long hours, and you're low man on the totem pole. They could be like, you're a disruption, never come back. And so I just started doing that to meet kids my own age, and was auditioning as well for other shows. Actually, my very first audition was an anti-meth campaign for the state of California, and I didn't get it, of course.
What do they have you say?
Well, it wasn't really having me say anything. The commercial aired. I saw the commercial many, many years ago. You could probably find it on YouTube, but it's this guy that comes in high on meth. And like I auditioned for one of the kids, the family, right? There's like a mom and 2 kids, and the dad comes in high on meth and like screaming and throwing things, and it was just like us being afraid. and I didn't get it. I didn't get the audition. But about 6 months to a year later, I started auditioning for Breaking Bad, and that changed my life.
So who gave you the script for this?
So I was auditioning through my agent and my manager at the time, just in general. And Breaking Bad came along specifically seeking people with disabilities. And what was funny is at the time, I didn't there were certain auditions I would send in my resume that had cerebral palsy on it. And there were more often than not the ones that did not say that I had a disability on my resume. And this one specifically came in looking for someone with cerebral palsy. And at the time, there wasn't really a lot of us in the media. There wasn't really a lot of diversification as far as people with disabilities. And so they really wanted someone with a disability. And Sharon Bradley, the casting director for Breaking Bad, who had already cast Brian, Aaron, Betsy. The whole family was cast except for me. I was Walt Jr. was the very last cast part. And so I auditioned over 6 months. And my last 2 auditions were I auditioned in LA. They're like, hey, so they like you. You're moving on. They're already filming in New Mexico, the show at the time, in Albuquerque. So we're going to fly you to New Mexico to meet the team there to audition for Vince in person, as well as do a test screening with Brian and Anna. And I literally flew in, got in at like 6, 7 in the morning, auditioned at 9. They sent me away. It was against one other person. At the time, it was narrowed down between the 2 of us, and they called me back in for a test screening, and then they were like, okay, thank you. I met Brian and Anna. They sent me to my room, and I went to bed. I had a flight at like 2:00 that day. They called me. Vince calls me and goes, hey, so you got the part. Congratulations. Go pack your bags because you're already late. We're already filming, so we need you back here.
Did you know how big of a deal it was going to be? And like, at what point did you realize, this is going to be one of the biggest shows of all time?
we knew we had something special. Like, we knew the show was like, when you read the script, I recommend to people all the time, like, read the pilot. If you're going to be in the industry at all, read the pilot episode of Breaking Bad, because that is, in my opinion, one of the best written episodes, movie, whatever you want to consider it. And because I consider it more of a movie than a show, that pilot episode, because there's this beginning, middle, and end. And when you read it, it just leaves you with this, like, what moment. And again, we knew it was special, but you just don't know. And Breaking Bad was not liked in the beginning. Like,
how long did you think that the show was going to be? Did they fully write out the entirety of the show in the beginning, or did they write it as they were filming?
You know, I every season kind of was written as the seasons progressed. We had an amazing writing team, you know, Vince Gilligan, Peter Gohl, and so many other amazing writings. Like, a lot of them still work together, you know, with Better Call Saul and El Camino. But it was kind of one of those things that we could kind of see where it was going, but we really didn't. You know, at any moment something could happen to these characters, and they felt very real and organic, and in the scenes everything just kind of made sense. But we got you know, as the series went on later and later, they had to be careful with the scripts. People were leaking. In the beginning, everyone got a script. Towards the end, you got your parts. So a lot of times you didn't really know. You know, Brian and Aaron, they knew because they were in every scene. But we really just didn't know.
So you wouldn't get the entire script?
At the last 2 seasons, that we didn't get the entire scripts.
What would you say was the pivotal moment of the show where it went from something that wasn't very well liked to something that was like, okay, like everyone is obsessing over this?
I think Netflix. Really put Breaking Bad on the map as far as just accessibility to the show.
That's when I found it.
Yeah. You know, we were actually one of the most pirated shows in the history of television. Huge in Eastern Europe.
Wow.
Who would have thunk, right?
But it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. I read something that said that after Breaking Bad, meth quality actually went up.
I would believe that. I would definitely. I would. I mean, I don't condone in that drug, but hopefully it's better products for people. No, you know, I think it really spotlighted, you know, this form of drug abuse in communities. You know, in the early 2000s, meth was kind of more of like out in the woods. No one's doing meth. It's these far away places, and in reality, it's in our backyard. And I think Breaking Bad really opened the doors on the awareness of methamphetamine in our communities. And you know, some people really thought that we were glorifying it in the beginning, that we were was promoting it. And if you really watch the show, it doesn't end well for Walter White. Like, it really destroys his whole entire family. And I think it's something that really was an eye opener for many people.
If you've ever been denied a car loan, credit card, or even an apartment because of what's on your credit report, you are not alone. Most people don't even know what's hurting their credit score, let alone how to fix it. That is exactly where our sponsor DisputeBeast comes in. It's an AI-powered platform that helps you find and remove outdated or inaccurate items from your credit report fast.
We're talking things like late payments, old accounts and collections, or even accounts that don't belong to you. Not to mention, how it works is super easy. You connect your credit report and DisputeBeast scans it for negative marks that could be dragging down your score. Then it generates custom dispute letters tailored for your situation, no templates and no guesswork.
You could choose to just download the data and send it to the agencies yourself, or you can use their built-in mail service where they will literally handle everything for you.
It's honestly just really clean and simple to use, and it's built by experts.
So if you're ready to take back control of your credit, go to DisputeBeast.com/ICH today. There's also a link down below in the description, DisputeBeast.com/ICH. Guys, they will literally handle everything for you. If you're dissatisfied with your credit, they will do all of the research, let you know what's going wrong, and they will fight for you. DisputeBeast.com/ICH. Thank you so much to DisputeBeast for sponsoring this clip.